Well, this little lady's up on jacks today, and I'm going to have to move those jacks from under the axle and back to the frame somewhere and block that truck up with that axle free because my clutch is stuck, and I pulled the inspection cover off last night, sprayed some penetrating oil up in there, and it looks like the clutch is kind of rusted there on the input shaft of the transmission, and I sprayed it down good, but I doubt it's going to break loose unless I get in there and physically work it loose. So this thing has an enclosed driveline, and you can't just, there's no U-joint, so you can't just pop a U-joint and drop that driveline out. So I knew either the rear end had to move or you had to pull the engine to drop that tranny out. So one of the YouTube gentlemen a friend of mine, was kind enough to go dig up his old shop manuals from back in the 30s and scan a couple of pages for me and send them to me. And sure enough, as I suspected, that's what you have to do. You have to break the U-bolts around that rear end, that axle housing, and loosen the springs so that when you get that tranny loose, you can pull that rear end and drive shaft and all back far enough to get it out of the way and drop that transmission down. So that's going to be quite a project, but I can do it. And look what I got today. I went to the parts store, and boy, look at there. I'm talking industrial weld, shop size. That's just shop size. We're not talking about wimpy little tubes of JB Weld. Now look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Now I can fix radiators, I can build wheels, I can box frames, I can fix cracked blocks, anything. I got the stuff to do it right there. And our Peaky's got that great big honking Cadillac engine, in his car. It needs that big moonshine steel blower he's got on the top of that thing. And but I just got a little bitty engine, so I don't need a big blower like that. I just need a little breather on my little tiny engine. So there you go. Eat your heart out, Resto Dan. I bet you don't have one of them or windows to throw it out of. How about them apples, huh?